Don't say anything, Kevin. I'm going live. Actually, I did that live too. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Trash Movies. I am Kristi, and tonight with me is my co-host, Kevin. And we're going to be looking at another trash movie. But before we start, we are going to take a moment to remember one of the stars of one of the more high-ranking films, actually, in our trash movie series. The world lost an icon, really, today, in Sean Connery.
Yeah, some people will remember him obviously as James Bond, maybe latterly from things like the Thomas Crown Affair. But I remember him mostly as the character I can't remember from Zardoz.
The name, yes, the character whose name we can't remember from Zardoz because he was running around in an early version of the Mankini, very bravely.
An early version of the orange Mankini, shooting people with guns vomited from a massive stone head that was definitely made of stone.
I mean, it was a brave creative choice. Or a desperate one of the two. But he got paid. But he did get paid for that. You know,
he did. Yeah,
yeah, he made money. I mean, a lot of people will be doing more respectful and thoughtful and professional homages. But
but also he was a prick, so I don't care.
He did have some questionable views. He talked about hitting women in the past. So it's difficult to sometimes separate out the artist from the person.
Well, this is the thing. When you're respecting someone who's dead, you're not respecting the artist. It's the person, and the person was gobshite.
Well, I think what people liked about him was his performances, and the kind of like swagger he had, and the kind of characters, the energy, BDE that he brought to some of.
Yeah, someone said that he had a walk that was like a slithering panther, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, a little bit. And I really liked him in The Rock, too. Like, I thought he did a really good performance.
The Rock was good, yeah. Although I do find anything with Nicolas Cage in it slightly unwatchable.
Well,
but
I think...
he was one of the better elements of it.
Yeah, and this was before Nicolas Cage became unwatchable. He was still on the cusp of, like, just becoming an action hero type. We didn't see... all his range yet. He was still like a new actor.
Yeah, you can time. Exactly. Yeah, it's. I don't know exactly what the order was, but Face Off was a red flag.
I think that came after. Although they were sort of all very similarly packed together. Those.
Yeah.
Con Air.
And then obviously more recent times, the treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
National treasure.
Is I think the worst movie idea ever since Zardoz.
Well, I think that it was that trifecta of The Rock, Face Off, and Con Air that really kind of...
Oh, Con Air.
Oh,
God. Don't remind me of Con Air.
Steve Buscemi, John Malkovich.
Oh, God. Fuck, Gun in 60 Seconds as well. Oh,
was he in that? I never saw that.
End me. Yeah, doesn't he play? He plays like the main... dude stealing cars.
Oh, right. Okay, very possibly.
Yeah, they've got to steal, was it 60 cars in 24 hours or something nonsense? And there are specific high brand cars, so they go around to these rich people's houses stealing these cars to save his daughter who's been kidnapped or some shit.
And there's like one token hot woman in the pack, right, to be the bad girl.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
manic pixie dream mechanic. Yeah, absolute nonsense. Anyway, so his shit as well. Just saying.
Well,
but this is a Halloween special, isn't it, Krista?
This is true, and this movie is more shit.
I was just going to say, for the occasion, I've dressed up. It's a shame I'm not on camera. It's a sight to behold. I've dressed up as a slutty, decomposing Mitch McConnell for Halloween this year.
Okay.
It's a sight for sore eyes. It's a shame we're not on camera, but that's not how this show works. And Rory Katz, more confusingly, is dressed up as a slutty Jordan Peterson, which is just wrong on so many levels. Again, I can't really put him on camera because we're doing the film thing, but trust me.
Please take a picture. Real. Yeah, I'm sure that you spent not all that time doing that, so please make an effort to put it on Twitter, because pictures or it doesn't happen.
It'll just look like I've blacked up my hands. So, I mean... I don't know if we want that picture out there. I might run for office one day. Who knows?
Probably not. All right. Well, how boring can a horror movie be, Kevin? Did you understand? before this?
No, well, I was always under the impression that even a bad horror movie would at least be like comically bad because they're putting too much blood and too much action into it, and it becomes slightly silly. These motherfuckers have gone for a more minimalist approach to
like no action.
Anything. Yeah, literally no action whatsoever. Worst. I mean, I scary movies don't scare me anyway because it's not real, so I don't really give a fuck. But this, at least I know when I watch a good scary movie what I'm supposed to be scared at. Like you can appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah.
The suspense and all the rest of it.
Suspense?
Whereas this was just rubbish.
Oh, there was no. I don't think they had the word suspense anywhere in terms of the script, because it was either all jump scares or boring as fuck.
Well, I've never been more blue-balled by suspenseful music. A musical score of a film has never cock-blocked me so many times. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it wasn't nearly as painful as the experimental jazz in Manos.
That's true.
The Hands of Fate.
That's very true. I mean, that will haunt me till my dying days. But this was amazing. Kristi and I talked about this obviously off air, and we after we'd watched the film last night. And with a normal horror movie, if they're going to do that kind of repeated sort of suspenseful music, you know the type we're talking about, and then you see like a hand on a shoulder, and he turns it around, and it's a person they know, right? You do a couple of those kind of blue balling
jumping
exercises
out of a closet.
Yeah, exactly. Or
you see someone in the mirror behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's those sorts of things. But then eventually you have to do it where you try and lull your audience into that full sense of security, and then bang, actually it's a murderer the next time, or something, or it's a ghost, or it's a fucking demon, or something actually happens. Whereas in this movie, they just constantly do the jump scare thing, and sometimes there isn't even a person. It's just they do the jump scare music, and then they just cut to the next scene.
Move the camera around a bit. Woo!
Yeah. Just absolute fucking. I mean, this is the worst shit. Gee, I think this is. I don't know if this is the worst horror movie I've ever seen, because for those who've seen it, there's a film I watched many, many years ago now called Faust. Not really based on the actual Faust story, the selling and soul to the devil and all of that, but it's about a kind of werewolf thing, and it's so bad it's untrue. But at least they tried. They went the other way. They put too much into it, and they didn't have the budget for the special effects, so the fucking monsters looked fucking dreadful. But at least they tried. This is nothing.
Yes. I mean, we basically watched waiting to either like or care about any of the characters. Never happened. And then actually to be like somewhat scared in a scene. Never happened. And then actually Kevin called the ending right before the big reveal. It was so maybe part of the problem is we didn't see Witchboard 1. We're jumping in here completely fresh to Witchboard 2, and there's an entire backstory that we're missing, but I doubt
I did ask Kristi when you said we were watching Witchboard. I was like, oh, cool. And then all of a sudden it's Witchboard 2, The Devil's Doorway. Yeah. And I thought to myself, this is clearly going to be a highly cerebral series where you're really going to have to, like, it's pointless watching 2 if you haven't watched 1. And clearly that must be the case. Yeah. Clearly the boredom in this film is thematically correct to the first piece of art that this series created.
In the most broad sense of the definition of art. But should we get started? Because even the introductory credits are boring. They literally just show you a Ouija board in like slow motion for most of the movie, and that's kind of, I'm just going to do forwarding here. You can see how boring it is, and okay. So most of the movie takes place in one room, I guess, or 2 rooms, or around this particular like area. And it's supposed to be a really bad neighborhood kind of feel that you get. We have our heroine, Paige, who shows up, and she's going to be renting an apartment. Now, how annoying is Paige?
Oh, phenomenally irritating. Like, you're supposed to be, I think you're supposed to be sympathetic toward her, and she's just an annoying, vacuous vessel for the story to contain.
Oh, yeah. She's supposed to be this, fresh-eyed or wide-eyed girl fresh from an Indiana farm with strict parents who doesn't even know how to be sexy.
Yeah. Even though apparently she's been in a long-term sexual relationship with a police officer, which we learn later. So,
yes.
Okay, I mean, if you like getting a bit of hardcore dicking, all power to you, but don't pretend to be prissy about it. Let's,
Yeah, so she finds this apartment, it's a loft. I don't know how many loft apartments you've looked at, but I've not seen one for $700. Now, granted, this is 1993, but still, I'm thinking, for that amount of money, a loft apartment, she's a poor, starving artist. It's going to be like basically a box, like a 2-story with a staircase, kind of almost like a dorm room, not really big.
Yeah.
But instead, she's renting like the most spacious, well-lit, furnished, fucking already furnished apartment.
I mean, you could, big enough and spacey enough, you could easily build a bowling alley in this motherfucker.
Oh, easily have a bowling alley.
And have plenty of... Look at this fucking thing.
Yes.
It's like a little palace. In a shithole area, to be fair, but still, look at this.
Yes.
And it's got a loft bedroom with fucking sunlight pouring through. It's like heaven. What?
Yes.
Anyway.
Except the one, she does have a scuzzy sort of live-in handyman / husband of the landlady.
Landlord. Or landlady, yes. Yeah. Land person. We don't know.
Yeah.
She's a hippie, so she's probably into all kinds of communalism. Jesus. Anyway, Jesus. I mean, we'll get to it, but the hippie thing is so irritating. So he's like scuzzy trying to hit on her while trying to sell her the apartment. And rather than going, this guy might actually rape me, she goes, yeah, I'll take it. What?
Yeah.
What? Why are you going? Why are you moving in with Creepy McCreeperson?
Because plot, Kevin.
That's your first mistake.
Yes. I don't know who wrote this. And wrote is a loose word that we're using here.
Definitely a dude.
Definitely
no way
a dude,
this is a woman.
By the way, we didn't do your shout-outs as to things that you noticed about the movie. I'm sorry, I kind of rushed you through that. So did you want to get us...
Well, I stopped... I was so bored during this film, I stopped making notes halfway through. But I've got Dog Lick's face.
We'll come to that.
Which is nice. Hippie wife has Scooby-Doo van.
That's the best part of the movie, I think.
Yeah. She needs dude in the bollocks. A good one.
Okay. Yep.
A circular saw versus man chase scene.
Coming up.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of quotes. A line that I think I'm going to add into my repertoire of pickup lines, I think, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a great face.
Yeah, because that's a very compelling thing women like to hear, or anybody.
Exactly. And, of course, the absolutely delicious, you can't kill me, I'm already dead.
Deep.
Very deep, indeed.
Yeah. So even this movie was so boring that, as you say, it's kind of hard to stay awake for it. You like lulled into a sense of sleep, but yeah. So she decides to. Oh, he's a boozer, so you see him constantly drinking. That's a thing that happens because that's normal behavior. And look at this! The closet is empty. Ooh.
Not just that, but she's like, okay, you want to know about storage space, but look how much space you've got. Buy a fucking wardrobe. You're fine.
Also, that closet is huge. I mean, it's
a huge closet, and she's got so much space there.
Yes.
You could convert that under the bedroom space into a massive walk-in closet.
Yeah.
And still have lots of space for your bowling alley. Like it's anyway. It's such a shit film. Sorry. Anyway. So yeah, handyman's like trying to sell her the apartment, and then there's the big weird reveal in the closet in a second where the Ouija board falls down.
Now another thing we noticed is that whoever is operating the camera, or maybe it's the director, believes very strongly in the rule of thirds, because there is a band of between 30 and 25% of the screen that just sits empty on the top of everybody's head throughout this entire film. And I don't know why.
Other than occasionally, there's one little weird chase scene where there's but that's because the cameraman's running back, I think, because there's no way they had proper like rails for this shit. That was just a cameraman running back. Yeah.
Besides, also the legs keep going up. Like you can't not fill the screen if you're filming legs, whereas the head does stop someplace.
And they are fans of filming her legs.
Oh, yes.
Her freshly shaven legs, which, to be fair, she was probably like, look, I've shaved these motherfuckers, put them on camera.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's fair.
But they do show off her legs. That's mostly the movie.
Yeah.
All right. So she agrees she's going to move in a week, and they're going to have the lease signed by the lady who owns it, the landlord lady, who is apparently trapped in 1969. She's like a hippie.
Nice.
And Kevin hates her. Absolutely.
Well, no, it's not that I hate her, right? I've got no problem with hippies. I've got no problem with hippies at all, right? They're glorious people in their own way. The point I have, which just drove me mad, was like, you've already said she's trapped in 1969. The first time you see her, she's dressed like a hippie.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We get the point. She's a hippie. But then everything she says is some hippie-related thing.
Yeah.
She says, like, oh, that's like a bad acid trip, man. Oh, for fuck. I'm not 12. You don't have to remind me. I remember that she's a hippie. Yes. It's just the insulting nature of it. Like, you're treating me like a fucking child.
Should we play a little bit? Because Paige.
Oh, this is amazing. Now, that's a very light wooden easel frame thing.
A little
and
bit
she's
awkward.
Struggling with it like it's made of fucking concrete.
Yes. It's slightly awkward to hold, but it's certainly not difficult to manage. But, you know.
And as I pointed out, if you're going to be sat there or stood there talking to someone for a minute, just rest it on the floor.
Yeah, just set it down. It's fine.
It's not made of fine bone china. No. Just put it on the floor.
It's not fabric you're going to get dirty by putting it on the ground. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you must be... You know that.
Oh, so yeah, we get to the dog licking part that you talked about.
Yeah. There we go.
Far out. He likes you.
You see? She's a hippie. Unless you didn't get it, she's a fucking hippie.
And also she named her dog Doo because she misunderstood the song lyrics. Me and you and a dog named Boo. So they have like a fight over song lyrics.
Yeah.
Because that's the script. That's what they wrote on the paper. So that's what they have to do. There she is.
Yeah, absolute nonsense, yeah.
So, scary stuff so far. Not so much.
Yeah, no, it's not only is it not scary, it's some of the most blunt dialogue ever.
And awkward and stiff.
Oh, yeah. Everything about this film is stilted.
Yes.
Anyway, she finds the Ouija board.
And we get
which belonged to Susan.
Yes, maybe she was in the first movie, who knows? Or maybe she's a continuation. But yeah, she's putting stuff...
I don't fucking care. Like, that would be worse in a way, because then the people who've watched the first one would know.
Oh, see?
Believable. Yeah. If Susan was in the first film, then the isn't she dead part of this wouldn't be like the whole point of the film.
Yeah.
Wouldn't make sense.
Because there's some question. Yes. Is it really
Susan?
Susan?
Like when
is it a demon?
It seems like she's lying at one point, so maybe it isn't Susan. Maybe it's a more malevolent ghost than Susan.
Impersonating her. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you just missed the first jump scare. That was the first scary moment of the movie that we just talked over.
Which I mean, it didn't matter because if it was scary enough, us talking over it wouldn't have meant anything because it would have been obvious that was a scary point.
Yes.
But this film isn't that film.
No. This film is a Ouija board pops itself off a shelf and falls down, and oh my gosh, look, get a grip, Paige, because it's so believable, this movie.
Yeah, indeed. So she's got the thing and the Ouija board, and she decides rather than going, well, that's tat, I'll throw that shit out. She says, oh, I'll use this then. Yeah, that's fair. And we're just supposed to go, yeah, Ouija boards are a real thing. Ghosts are a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta
accept
believe that. Yes.
Yeah.
And also,
suspension of disbelief and all of that.
They have this great scene where they just plop the camera here and just leave it sit. And then they just have like a time pass with fades and whatever. And you just get to see the fucking Ouija board.
It's again, even a montage of her like unpacking her shit and like putting herself in the house is boring.
Yes.
Look, a montage is itself kind of a way of transitioning the story or whatever. Fine. but even that was boring.
Oh,
Like you're supposed to have cutscenes and make it sort of interesting, and so you don't get too bored. Whereas that's just a still shot of a boring person putting boring books on a boring shelf.
It's so boring. Yeah, and the guy comes over looking for some booze while he's doing stuff again. Oh, look at this, he's bad. All right, so she's got her place.
Oh wow, that's a still. There's a lot of teeth going on there.
She's got her place all sorted out. She's decided she's gonna check out the Ouija board. Ooh.
Scary music.
This is suspenseful. Will she, won't she? And she does have a very annoying voice. I'm sorry, but she does.
Everything about the characters, they're not good actors.
And again,
Ready there?
all the space above her head. All this fucking space above her head.
Oh.
Drives me crazy. Yeah. She gets the Ouija board. Yes. It's boring. And it tells her its name, and it asks about her, it says promo, which she can't figure out what promo is until she goes, oh, promotion. Am I going to get a promotion at my work? And
But what I want to know is, right,
yeah.
how the fuck is Susan, who is the disembodied spirit of a murdered person,
Yes.
we find out later. I know,
Spoiler
spoilers,
alert.
apologies. Okay, this film's so shit, don't watch it. It doesn't matter that I've ruined it for you, don't watch it, it's rubbish. Why the fuck would she be able to tell the future?
Yeah, don't know. Again, plot hole.
Not just that, but why? Having contacted this person, presumably they've not been able to contact a living person for a while, and they seem to want to do so, apparently, in the Ouija experience. Why would they go, I'm going to tell you about you? Surely you want to say who you are and be like, oh, I'm a dead person. Please find my dead body, please, please.
Which is kind
not
of a
promotion. Yeah. What?
Yes.
Fucking rubbish.
Well, you have to remember.
And also, does the circling hands thing at the start, when they're at the start of the Ouija thing, the hands circle round and then go to the letters. I've never seen that before in a Ouija. It's usually just like a glass that's still on a table, isn't it?
No. I mean, well, wait. What part are you talking about? The little wooden thing?
Yeah, the wooden thing. She puts her hand on the wooden thing and it just starts circling.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
Oh, well, people are supposed to,
it's all bollocks, so it doesn't really matter.
You're supposed to touch it, but it slides
protocol.
around. Yeah, you have to touch it. Like, that's... you have.
No, you have to touch it, but it just starts doing little random sort of donuts.
Yeah, that seems to be like her, Susan winding up to use her powers. Although that only happens once.
Yeah, she's got to take a run up, yeah. That's fair enough.
So, ring, ring, ring. But you remember when you were talking about something about the Ouija board, it had to do with the guy who reads the book near the end that's the size of like the New York City fucking telephone book. And, yes, he was talking. Anyway, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
All right. So she has her little talk. Oh, we've got another jump scare coming up here. Let's see if everyone is scared. That was it.
But the thing is, again, no one acts in this film like human beings act, because I'll spoil this for you. That's her now ex-boyfriend, who is a police officer. Now, I wrote in my... This is a topical piece of satire, I suppose. I wrote down before, because he just explained to ex-boyfriend. You don't find out he's a police officer till later in the scene. So I wrote down, her ex-boyfriend is an arsehole. And I thought, when we learned he's a police officer, I thought, do I even need to put that? Because, like, I've already written it, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Hey, satire. No. Anyway, so that's her ex-boyfriend, but you like, okay, for some reason you've learned this place she's just moved into, even though she doesn't appear to have told you that, because she's surprised that you're there. So you've stalked this woman to her new apartment, broken in.
Yep.
And then why wouldn't you just knock on the door or announce yourself in some way? Why would you go up to her and physically accost her without her
how
knowing?
How did he get in? How did she not hear him? So many questions. Again, plot. Plot. That's all we really need.
Ouija makes you deaf. That's the thing.
Apparently, you get so caught up in it.
Yeah. He's wearing steel toe-cap boots and he danced across the floor.
Yeah, but
you didn't hear him.
Look at that booty, though.
That's some 90s white man ass. Yeah.
It really is. So he's kind of a jerk, if I'm honest. You can totally see why she left him.
He's a dickhead.
Yep.
Although, He does. I mean, he does. It's white knighting, but at the end, he kind of
Yeah.
redeems himself a little bit.
Well, that's pretty much his arc. Is he starts off, he's like, "Oh, but you hurt me, and I get mad when I'm hurt, and so that's why I was mean to you. But I really care about you." Yeah, that's not a good thing to like say is okay.
Yeah, it's
not-
abusive, and also
Yeah.
you have access to guns and the ability to arrest and lock people up. I don't want emotionally erratic people in that situation.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And of course, so they're having this argument about why she moved out, and it's because he doesn't believe she can be an artist because he has contempt for her. Again, I see why you
we
kicked
should
this
point
point to the
out-
curb. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should point out she also works in an accounting firm.
Yes, she's also doing
Yeah.
CPA stuff while
Yeah.
also pursuing this life as an artist.
Indeed.
But instead of giving Paige the opportunity to show some autonomy here and take control, show how she's taken control of her life, she's white knighted by a different guy who just shows up and decides to.
And I think
insert
I
himself.
was right in asking the question, aren't these the same people?
They're
That's the same person, right?
just a slightly shorter version of the same white guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's the same. That's just his son, I think.
Yes,
Or his brother from another
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah, but definitely the same dad. Strong dad genes there,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, fucking Honky McCrackerson 1 busts in, and then Honky McCrackerson 2 busts in. Neither of them knocked on this person's fucking door of their private residence.
No.
That's a bit suspect. Are there any men in this thing that aren't creepy as shit? No. The answer is no.
No. The landlord is creepy. The boyfriend is creepy, and this guy's name's Russell. By the way, the boyfriend I think is Mitch.
Mitch, yeah, because you were quite taken by him
Yeah, her going
saying,
Mitch,
"Bye,
please."
Mitch."
No, it was Mitch, please.
Oh, Mitch, please. Yeah. Because you thought he sounded like bitch, please. So,
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be a cultural reference for another 10 years, please.
Yeah, I'm a little bit ahead there. Oh, by the way, so speaking of this, this is a first film in which this actor, John Gantis, I guess, he's the one who's playing Russell, the one who's just walked in. This is his quote from IMDb on his IMDb page. "I'd love to say I didn't do well because I didn't get my chance, but the reality is that I couldn't really act. I was in a few horror movies, but hey, Leprechaun 3 is scary mostly because of my acting. I really had no idea what I was doing."
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair point, really.
So that's
Can't
what you're
argue
getting.
that.
Yep.
Mm,
So he basically kind of like white knights the boyfriend out the door
yeah.
What a great job.
by once he figures out he's a policeman and the guy Mitch waves his badge at him. Russell goes, "Oh, what was that badge number?" Yeah. So there's Paige being very passive and not making eye contact because feminism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But also, he testosterones the fuck out of this situation now.
Oh yes, this is a whole like, are they gonna kiss or fight? I can't quite
Yeah.
tell. Looking at his lips.
Look, he's looking at his lips, yeah. There's no way he's not thinking, I could definitely lean in here. But look at that. And he's just shot his bolt, definitely.
All right. So what dumb stuff happens after this? Oh yes, you find out.
Oh, fucking this storyline
Yeah, go ahead.
that
Go.
goes nowhere. Anyway, they're looking for it's a file called the Eden file, which I
Mhm.
don't know if that's an allusion to religion as well or something. Who cares? Anyway, they've got a bitch number 1 there and bitch number 2. Again, I think probably the same person. I'm not sure. She's looking for the Eden file. It's gone missing from her desk. And the other
Hmm.
one's like, are you accusing me of stealing the file? And that's it.
Yeah, Peg's
Absolutely
like, no.
horrible.
No, I guess I'm not. But we're gonna see her personality change because she's using the Ouija board.
Yeah, the Ouija board makes you a skank.
All right, so we're
That sounds like I'm being sexist there. That's literally the point of the bit in it. Like, so
Yeah.
far, you have not seen her tits once.
no. She's
That doesn't
very,
remain the same forever.
very, yes. Sorry, I swallowed wrong. Sorry, everyone.
What she said.
Okay. better.
Kristi's dying, so I'll
Yeah.
fill in the dead air. Well, it's not dead air,
It's me
other than the
coughing
fact that Kristi
everywhere.
is literally dying. So,
Let me get some
in
water.
that sense, there is a death on air. Yeah. Anyway, yes. So literally, yeah, she starts dressing more sluttily and swearing. Like so far, she hasn't
'Cause you
sworn,
know
but
why?
she says the F bomb at least
Do
twice.
you know why, Kevin? Now we know why, because she's fallen into progressive entrapment.
Progressive entrapment.
Which is a thing. That's what he shouted about in the end from that big, thick as fuck Ouija board book. The history of Ouija board, that is way longer than one page, which is all it needs.
Also, Kristi, I've been holding it in.
Yeah.
It's Ouija, right? And you keep saying Ouija, and all I can think of is Luigi from Mario.
Well, when I was growing up, we called it a Ouija
it's
board.
It's me, a devil. You know, like it's. Oh, anyway, sorry. So
Where
you're taking me out of the moment.
Where I grew up, was called a Ouija board, not a Ouija. I found Ouija really distracting.
Grew up in I don't know, some sort of fucking inbred country village or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we still pronounce things the way we pronounce them.
Yeah, exactly, and you're wrong. You're wrong to have pronounced them that way.
All right, so you want to talk about the segue
Wisconsin. You're from Wisconsin.
The big reveal in the basement scene here.
Yes. Oh, fucking hell. So, hippie, who's definitely a hippie, in case you didn't get it, she's a hippie. They're doing washing with Paige. They're doing like clothes washing. And there's a dog as well. And then the husband comes in, and then the husband's like leching on people, and they're clearly not in a happy marriage.
Yeah, she also learns about Susan a little bit as well from Hippie.
Oh, yes, Susan. Oh, yeah, Susan, the existence of Susan.
Mm-hmm.
But she's already met Susan, so...
Well, she learns about she lived there 2 years ago, whatever else. And also, I don't know, do you like doing laundry with other people around? I just don't. I don't want other people to see my smalls, you know? Like, unless they live
Oh,
with
I don't care. I'm like... These skid marks, are they dirty enough? I could probably wear these again, right? Yeah, I could get another couple of days out of these. No, I've got a washing machine in my house, so I just do it that way.
Yeah, you don't have to go and share your laundry duties with everybody else.
No, other people are vermin. I don't like to be around them. It's very simple. Anyway, yes. So, yeah, they have a conversation about Susan. But the thing is, and again, spoilers. No, actually, no, I won't spoil it. But it turns out Susan is dead. And the fact that how she died makes that conversation really weird. Because the person wouldn't have talked about it in that way.
Oh, yeah, she keeps talking. Yeah, people talk about Susan in the past tense. But then they're also not quite sure she's dead.
Yeah. So just remember this conversation, because later on I'm going to scream about it. Once the big reveal happens.
Okay.
At the end.
So, yeah, as you say, handyman husband guy comes and tries to lech on new tenant. Because, you know, that's perfectly legal.
Also, I mean, I know she's a hippie, but she fucking settled. Jesus.
Yeah, I agree.
She owns a building and shit, man. She could get some proper D.
She's got money.
She's quite attractive. She's got a dog. I mean, that's not really going to sell it, but she's got a dog. That's nice. And also she draws dogs, apparently.
Yeah, the dog is actually my favorite part of the movie in terms of beings in the movie. The dog, at least.
And it's one of the few that survive.
Yes, it does survive. So that's good, too. So she's, we get to watch her do fucking laundry. Look how scary this is. Even though clearly none of those
pieces of clothing are actually dirty.
No. It's like
those are all clean.
Rudy Giuliani in his empty folder. It's only for show.
Indeed. And again, rather than announcing yourself, you've got another scare scene coming. Oh, hang on. She hears a noise. Or does she? Who knows?
Yeah, because no one would just run down the stairs and go, hey, how you doing? I see you there.
Oh, you're right, Paige. How you getting on? Are you doing some washing? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice weather. No, none of that. Just going to go up and, again, physically touch someone.
Yes.
Without them. Again, what the fuck is... None of the people in this movie act like people.
No, they skulk around, in order to do these really cheap jump scares.
Yeah.
There you go.
She knees him in the bollocks. But to be fair, I don't know why anyone's apologetic, because in that situation, you're in a dark basement, woman alone.
Yep.
If you sneak up on her, she's liable to knee you in the bollocks, mace you, stab you, shoot you. I mean, that's a scary situation, man.
Yeah, she doesn't know who you are.
If I was in that building, maybe get a light down there, light bulb, would help, I think.
Yeah, especially if you're someone's down there because you can hear them doing laundry. Maybe shout, hey. But again, plot. All right. So these two, this is where he comes on to her. Let's see if we can go forward to, I think it was about this part where you get the really great pickup line that you enjoyed so much.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, just sensational work from the young man. Yeah. I
So,
always welcome new tenants by riding around the dust bunnies groaning in agony. Well, yeah, but you should have announced that your existence was there. Like, what the fuck? Just say, "Oh, hello, Paige," and then she can hear your voice and go, "Oh, that's Dave or whatever his fucking name is."
yes,
Yeah.
Russell, I think.
Russell. Yeah, oh, that's Russell. Okay, so clearly that's not like some mad axeman. Good. Okay, cool.
Oh.
Or is it? You've got a great face.
Well, back that up, because you got to hear this pickup line, because this would totally work.
You know that? Yeah, that face sums it up. Yeah, of course. Okay, right.
I've never heard that before. Awkward. Yeah.
You've not even mentioned my ass or anything. What's going on there?
Turns out he's not hitting on her. He's totally not hitting on her. But also, will she pose for him take picture? Let him take pictures of her and pose for free.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's. But they're artists, Kristi. They live a bohemian lifestyle that you and I just wouldn't understand. Okay.
Totally.
But clearly, this is where we worked out what they'd spent their $1.5 million budget. Now, that's $1.5 million in 1993.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
They clearly had a crane thing here because it starts off the building.
Yeah.
And it goes under the power wires. That must have been fucking tense for the electricians. And then does this weird zoomy thing. So it's a spirit or something. Is it Susan? No, it's just a rather effective, spooky crane operation.
Yeah.
It's one of the rare good bits of the movie, actually.
Yeah,
it's quite good.
Technically, they even go through the window kind of sill here and into the house.
Yeah, that's quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
they should have used that money instead. They should have spent that money on proper writers and actors.
Probably. Yeah.
That's what a stage play works, because even though it's shit and obviously not a real situation, it's a stage backdrop. If there are good actors and good writing, you go into the story.
Yeah. It's just not a distraction, But that is like a feature. Like one of the best parts of the movies is the scene where they just bring the camera through the window. I mean, that's not saying much.
We noticed there trans rights.
Yep.
Bath rug, good stuff. Progressive bath rug.
Progressive entrapment, Kevin.
It is. That's how they get you. That's how the trans get you, through the use of small amounts of carpeting.
Yes, with color coordination. So here we come. Yeah, I'm seeing all the progressive entrapment now that we're watching it back through the second
It all makes sense now. Oh, God. It's insidious.
It's everywhere once you know what to look for. It's like QAnon.
Exactly. Oh, Ouija board. It's good camera work. It's nice.
Yeah.
But it's just wank otherwise.
Here, I'm going to prove to you, they open the door. They open they definitely open the bathroom door. And legs. Yeah. We get legs.
So apparently, is this supposed to be Susan watching her? But I mean, that's the thing. Why is Susan? Either Susan is a bit gay, which is fine. Yeah. But they don't make anything of it later on. So why would she be watching her just in the shower? She doesn't do any, or in the bath. She doesn't do anything. So, I was expecting, oh no, she's going to attack her, try and drown her in the bath or something.
No,
nothing. They just show her leg.
Well, importantly, they show her watching her leg, which, we know there's some question about, what percentage of white people actually wash their legs. So at least this film
you
comes
told me
down.
this, but I've never heard. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Still,
I will tag you.
Is there a debate about white people?
There was a couple months ago, and I will tag you into it. Big debate about white people not washing their legs.
Because I've never heard of that. And what white people? If you're not washing your legs, wash your fucking legs, you dirty bastard. What's wrong with you? Your legs sweat and stuff. You get clammy behind the back of the knee. We all know.
Yep. All right.
Anyway. Not really relevant, but still. So nothing happens. They have that whole big sweeping camera. They go into the bathroom. You think, something's going to happen. Are we going to see blood in the water? So,
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
Literally nothing happens. Pointless.
Nope. But now she gets out her Ouija board again, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
So.
She hasn't bothered either getting into a night dress or anything. No, just still wet.
Susan?
Yeah.
Are you still here?
All right. So, she has. Oh, this is now we combined
Susan?
the creepy basement bit with the this going around and doing donuts on the Ouija board thing.
Yeah.
And,
So she talks to Susan, basically, and then Susan starts to get agitated. Really agitated. And then we see scummy
what do you mean?
landlord in the basement.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
Apparently
gonna
Susan has not got the best aim in the world, it turns out. She was not an elite darts player, let's put it that way.
Like, to be, she was all. He helped a lot, though. He really did the assist on his own death by just not moving. He mostly did the whole, if I stare at that long enough, it'll stop trying to attack me approach.
Indeed.
Doesn't really work
Yeah.
out.
So she begins by throwing an axe near to him. Ooh.
Yes.
Did that?
Who did that?
That's what she would say. Not, I'm
Yeah.
I'm the fuck out of here, which is
You wouldn't
more
go,
accurate.
fuck off. What cunt? Who's fucking down here, you bastard? Come on then. You'd take the axe out of the wall and go looking. You know what I mean?
Yes. And all again, just
But anyway, so stuff starts
standing
happening.
still.
It gets cut on the cheek but doesn't really bleed.
Not at all.
So
No
good.
blood.
Good special effects.
And there
And
we
then
go.
we have this circular saw versus man chase scene, which sounds mental, and it is.
And he just stands there.
It just stands there for a while, but then there's a chase scene where it's clearly just like attached to the bottom of the camera.
Yes.
Look,
Spinning.
whoa, come on now.
Also, I don't think you ever see it behind him when it's like when it's shot
No.
from like that other angle.
Look at what kind of. This is a chase scene.
It's literally like on a stick in front of the
Yeah.
camera, so you don't see it there.
You gotta catch all the fucking. He swerved to hit that last light ball.
It's like Mario Brothers.
Yeah. So he locks himself in the boiler room, and Susan's like, "Oh, bastard!"
I can't get through wood. Well, a
Yeah.
little bit she does, because she manages to throw something at him that goes through the door but doesn't hit him. And then, like, oh, he's safe, right?
But again, good camera work through a keyhole.
Yeah.
That's a good trend for '93. That's very, very good.
Yep.
But it's still wasted because there's then.
It's-
Look at that.
Boiler swells.
The boiler swells, and then we're not. Does it explode or something?
Oh, it's a steam. It doesn't even explode. It's just steam comes out, and he's apparently steamed.
and that
to
kills
death.
him.
Yep.
Steamed to death. Yeah.
Mhm. So we won't watch that because there he goes, and we see it because the steam comes out of the keyboard, or
Yeah.
the keyhole, I should say. Yeah. Oh no, Susan. That's her first murder. All right. Yes. And then, as we are later learned from the Ouija board that is as thick as like somebody's forearm is long,
Yeah.
that when you use the Ouija board
Also,
alone, you start to have personality changes and become more
you
aggressive.
noticed as well that Carla Doran, or Duran, whatever, has her name thing
Yes.
facing her at the table.
Perhaps she doesn't know her
Some-
name.
Some short-term memory issues, clearly, rather than like the person on the other side of the desk who might need to actually know her name. No,
Yeah.
no, Carla doesn't play by your fucking rules, corporate America.
I also that I swear my mom, who is a bookkeeper, had that exact same calculator little setup with the paper strip and the numbers and the color coding and everything.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
93. It would have been a couple years earlier, but yeah. So,
So she's not sure about this Eden file business. And this is the first sign of her asserting herself now because Susan's starting to get in her fucking head. We learn
Yes.
later on because of the progressive entrapment.
yes. Yes. So yeah, she finds a file, and is here's how she owns Carla.
This is my.
Oh, sorry, here we go.
Dare you? You get out of here before. Shut the fuck up! You ever stunt like this again? You're gonna need a calculator to count all the teeth you'll be missing.
She just ruined that whole bitch's career. Oh.
when white women fight.
Exactly. That is the whitest cat fight you've ever seen.
Yep. All right. So, even though they broke up, she starts using her ex to like help her find information on Susan, because that's ethical.
Using public time as
yeah,
well.
taxpayer resources.
Yeah.
So while she's, got her ex running errands for her, yeah, she shows up to creepy photographer
Susan.
guys.
What's her surname again? I can't even remember.
Susan something with an S.
Yeah, Susan.
Call her Susan
Shagwell.
Sure, why not? I know they spell it out at some point because we need to see it for the comparison of the signatures, but...
Lick your lips.
I'm not kidding on you, but look sexy for me.
Yeah. Lick them. Swallow.
So, yes. This is... what's the point of this, other than he kind of manhandles her at some point?
Yeah, he starts, he undoes her hair and gets her tits out a bit, and then she... It's just, again, it's a sign that, she's loosening up, because Susan was clearly quite a slut.
Oh, she was an exotic dancer?
That's how that works.
Yeah.
That was how that works, yeah.
So he just, walks in there and starts playing with her hair, and she's like, oh, okay, yeah, man, I don't know is touching me. That's fine. I'll just keep talking. Oh.
Well, that's because Susan's taken over. That's just how it works, Kristi.
Yeah, and then he starts fucking around with a top
normal,
button.
Just starts...
Yeah. I let all my guy friends do this to me. No. What the hell? 1993, man.
Also, she's got hands. If you say, I think it would be good for the shot if you want to button the top door, and she goes either yes or no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, she's just an object to be kind of put around. So. Yeah,
she's a vessel for the story to exist.
Oh, the Scooby-Doo van! We kind of missed the Scooby-Doo van.
We missed the Scooby. Yeah, she's got the fucking mystery machine. Hippie's got a mystery machine.
I think we see it a little bit.
It's not a big plot point, but it's just
it's just a highlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a highlight of the movie. The dog in the van.
Apparently that's a gay couple. We think that's a gay couple.
Yes.
There's no confirmation of it, but there we go. That's mystery machine.
It really does look like a mystery machine.
Fucking hell. It's like, yeah, okay, we get it.
She's a hippie.
Yeah.
And that's, oh, by the way, he's the hippie girl's brother. That's how they know each other.
Yeah.
So he has to comfort
But he
her.
also lives there. That's the same building, isn't it?
But he also has a studio somewhere else. So his residential arrangement is not at all clear to me.
No, it's odd. Yeah. Anyway, so Hippie's upset.
Yeah.
Apparently Hendrix has cancelled or something. I don't know. She's run out of fucking joss sticks. I'm not sure. But anyway, so they then carry out the dead body of Drunk Lich, who's got a Bernie hand.
He's got a Mitch McConnell.
He's got Mitch McConnell.
Yes.
No. And she's upset, but
so
who
that's
cares?
Scary, I guess.
Then this happens. Oh, bit of tit.
Dream sequence.
We walk in. It's her apartment, and she's got a massive, weird, knobbly dildo. Good stuff.
That's kind of it could be uncomfortable. That.
Well, it depends.
Maybe Elizabeth Warren.
Maybe she's very slack.
That's a callback.
Yeah. Anyway, so this happens, and I'm like, I'm not sure what this is, and Kristi was like, oh, it's probably a dream sequence. She was correct.
Yes, right. Because how else do you explain the dream sequence? Is the most obvious and tropish thing you could do at this point. So yeah,
true, but they don't set up any kind of they don't
show her
tell
sleep.
you anything about this. No, nothing. So anyway, and this is her apartment, but this is clearly how it was set up during Susan's time or whatever, because Susan was weird.
What was Davis Alrini's? Is it MacArthur?
MacArthur.
MacArthur makes an appearance.
Yeah, well, look, he was big back in the 90s. He's gone downhill now, appearing with Aurina.
Yes,
he's
a really
big
bottom
Hollywood
of the barrel
star back in the day. So then, that's her Ouija board, which she keeps on her bed.
As
that's
you do.
Normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's really convenient for that. Anyway, and then the hand reaches out of the thing to grab her by the throat. Oh, she wakes up.
Yeah. Oh, scary! Aren't you guys terrified yet?
Yeah.
And then she starts drawing. We'll see how.
Starts drawing. This annoyed me. She starts drawing. Right. Look, hand grabs. So then, she starts drawing the thing, and then there's a very, very brief phone conversation with her boss, who's like, "Are you coming into work at all?
What the
you
fuck?
lazy fuck? We don't pay you for nothing."
Yeah, she's literally getting out her pencils, right, and just starting.
So she's just starting, doing big broad strokes. So she's just starting this shit. There's no way she's
It's on the phone.
And so during all that, there was a very brief phone conversation. She's like, "Oh no, I'm sick.
Flu.
Okay,
I'm gonna
we've
take the
all
day.
a sickie. Not the end of the world." But by the end of this very brief phone conversation, she's got a very detailed and very good drawing. Well done to the artist who actually drew this.
Yeah, it
she
was
fucking
not
didn't. No,
not in this amount of time.
no. Look, she's not even looking at the fucking page.
No, she's just, her hands are moving and she's looking up.
She could be slicing bread. She could be wanking. Who knows? It could be anything. So she's done that. What the fuck? That's ludicrous. But good art. I like whoever's done those eyes. That's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah. So that's she's an artist. Yeah, we get it. Okay, cool. So then the cop boyfriend shows up and is like, "Talk to me, ho." He doesn't literally say that, but that's the gist.
Oh,
Walks
but
in.
He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're actually an artist." Like, you lived with this woman.
Yeah. Like, and he literally says, "You did this?" And I had to get Kristi to pause because it's so annoying when they do this in movies. Yeah. No one talks like this. If you've known a person, you know what they're like. You know what the kind of art they can do. And did she just stop for the years you were together? Did she just never draw anything that you saw ever? What are you talking about? Like everyone you've ever known, if they can draw, you've seen some of their shit.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, that's not a Jackson Pollock. That's clearly your work.
Yep. And here it is. You did this? Like, no, I'm fucking standing here in front of somebody else's artwork finishing it.
Yeah, I've got paint on my face, you dopey bastard. What do you think's going on here? This is a fucking art studio. What?
So now he's like, "Oh, wow, you are an artist. I'm seeing you differently despite the fact that we lived together. And so now I'm going to change."
It's his redemption arc, Kristi, yeah.
You did
Her
this.
poon is his MacGuffin.
It's so great.
Okay.
Again, a big gap at the top of the screen.
It's not that big because there's
not
a
this time, yeah.
font that's kind of taking up a bit of it.
If you just took his hair down, it would be the normal amount of distance. Top of the screen.
But this is 1993. He needs volume. Okay.
Yes.
It was big back in the day. Also, if she's getting that much paint on her, I don't know how good she is
as an artist. It's
on her neck, on her chin, on her fucking head. That's. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that any artistic style is necessarily wrong. I just think you're being inefficient with your materials.
Yeah. I guess I wasn't being very supportive. Was I?
No, you were being a right abusive prick, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep, you were a dick. All right, so like, oh, what's going on with them? Okay, so she, I don't know, gives him more information, whatever. He's just running errands for her, because...
Yeah, he becomes the computer for her.
Basically, there's no internet.
This is pre-internet. She couldn't Google this shit. This was 1993.
You needed ex-boyfriends for that shit.
Exactly. You had to use a fucking phone book. Mobile phones weren't, well, they were just a thing, but most people didn't have them. Your phone book and then and ex-boyfriends for Google.
That was it.
And I noticed this. Bruised knees.
Oh, yeah, you talked about the bruised knees. Oh, yeah, you're right. Holy shit.
You've got bruised knees. So are they suggesting something there?
Damn.
Because I'll be honest, if I see knees, I do check it out. Because, hey, I like legs. Legs are nice. But also, she probably puts out good stuff. It's good to know. It's good to know what playing field you're on, you know?
Also, I'm just going to say, like, even in 1993, I don't know if more than an inch above the knee and lace and sheer top was appropriate funeral wear. I don't think...
but she's becoming slutty Susan.
Oh, yes, of course. It's progressive entrapment. It's progressive
entrapment, but also the hair is a little bit Addams Family.
Yes, it is.
She's gone a little bit more Tisha Adams, a little bit, what's her name? The Vampira. A little bit Vampira.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was the gay couple again, I think.
Probably. Do they live in the apartment
Must be living in the
complex?
building, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's where all the Bohemians live. There's gays and artists and hippies. Oh, it's like the last days of Rome.
And at this point, he tries to explain...
There's a top half going on now. It's not even thirds.
It's just
ridiculous.
Oh, look, the columns need to not be in the... It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That his sister, their parents died in 1969, and that she's stuck there. Okay, if their parents died in 1969 and it's 1993, I don't know how that math works out, that she looks as young as she does.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, she's looking good for her age.
Amazing.
They say she went to Woodstock. No, she didn't.
Oh.
Don't shut the fuck up.
She was probably born at Woodstock, we speculated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she came out of Woodstock. They just straight away injected her with acid.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Oh, she was tripping balls and shitting her diaper.
Yeah.
So.
Again, there's a good half of the screen. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. All right, there's really nothing we learn here other than some more backstory.
Yeah, a little bit of backstory, and then that's it. Oh, look at her facial expressions are so irritating. She looks like a confused horse. What the fuck is wrong?
I think here he says that he thinks Susan is alive. That's the big, oh my gosh, how'd she die? Who? Susan, of course. Susan's not dead. She moved out.
So he can't be the killer.
What?
You're led to believe. Now, this is, we'll get to it later, but this is one of the reasons why this isn't the worst movie.
This?
Again, it's a very, very low bar we're setting on this show for quality of movie. This is why one of the reasons it isn't, because there is a little bit of subterfuge. A little bit of
right. They're trying to hide who the actual...
Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of a whodunit element to it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so it's not the worst thing in the world, because we both guessed wrong, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Who is the actual whodunit part
Okay,
of it?
if this was a good movie whodunit, I wouldn't have guessed him. But because this movie's shit, I guessed him because that's what he was leading to. But
Yeah.
I did a switcheroo on us, to
I
be
mean,
fair.
they were more subtle than White Chicks.
True. But he's not as good a movie as White Chicks.
Us.
I did not see any massive dong in this movie at all.
Or Terry Crews.
Or Terry Crews' massive dong, yeah.
All right, Susan Sidney, because that's a real name.
Susan Sidney.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good stripper name, yeah.
Yep.
Susan Sidney.
Yeah, she claims that she was murdered, and then Paige decides she needs to find out who killed her. So who does she use?
But also,
Ex-boyfriend.
whose rifle cam? No, what was it? Rifle
cape. Yes.
Rifle cape.
Rifle cape. What's rifle cape? Because that's what she spelled out. No one can figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, discussion. What happens next? Oh,
but she spelled promo perfectly, so I mean...
Yes. I think, this is like a scary scene where she gets like, I don't know,
things start moving. Again, it's supposed to be scary. You think like, the blind's shut.
Yes.
And you think, because it's dark, Susan's going to attack us, or because there's going to be a killer. Nothing happens.
Nope.
Then there's just the hippie and Russell and her who decide to engage in a three-way on the Ouija board.
Yes, definitely on the Ouija board. And what do we learn from this? Basically that you get to 2117 Parkwood. And...
Parkwood, yeah, and they think that's an address.
Yep.
Like the Parkland Road or something. Oh, yeah, we'll see. But it turns out there is no such thing because she contacts her boyfriend who has access to these things.
Yeah, like a map.
To a map or something.
Yeah.
So, So yeah, 2-1.
Oh yeah, and it kept saying that she's uptown. Ooh, uptown.
Yeah, uptown. What's uptown? Because that's clearly like a part of the town that they're in.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, that's not a thing. Well, no, uptown is a thing, but that's not the point of uptown. It's all wank. This film is wank. Anyway, so there's a screechy noise and and the mirror smashes.
Yep. And that was it.
Big
that
scary
was it.
moment.
Like literally, that was it.
Yeah, the whole setup for that is whoa, exploding fucking mirror.
So much suspense, Kevin. All the suspense.
Oh, this movie's boring.
It's
this
so
movie's so boring.
dull.
Kill me.
I mean, in some ways, like International Gorillas at least kept your eyes entertained. There was always something. Batman.
This did not have a Batman
Not
moment.
A single fucking Batman.
Not one. No.
Again, the person with the camera has got a good eye for like the shattered glass and everything else. I mean,
although Carla did some robbing. Hey, fucking yes.
Okay, don't hurt yourself patting yourself on the back there.
No, I'm already sucking my own dick. It's too late.
So they decide that they're gonna. It's not Parkwood. It's Parkwoods. It's somewhere out, like in the middle of nowhere. So the two intrepid Scooby-Dooers with his mystery van.
So Creepy McCreeperson and her go to the woods.
Yeah.
That's not that. Why would either of these people agree to this?
In the middle of the night. Also, look at what she's wearing. Kevin pointed this
Yeah,
out before I did.
yeah. She's gone good digging weather with some hot pants in the woods. The fuck? That's like, I mean, do you want to end up on a fucking episode of CSI or something? What's wrong with you, you fucking idiots? Pair of absolute dickheads. He's trying to get Poon, so he
Yeah.
follows her into the fucking forest at night, like you're trying to get killed. She, clearly absolutely unaware of the possibility of sexual assault from this very, very creepy bastard,
Yep.
goes to a secluded area where only he has access to transport.
And brings her own shovel.
And brings her own shovel. Did she also bring a bag of lime, perhaps? I don't know. Like, it's just neither of these people would agree to this. This is insanity.
Their big idea is they're going to go in the woods and they're going to look for Susan and dig her up. That's the plan. That's the whole fucking plan.
Again, right? 217 does have a specific meaning in this film, right? But they don't know it yet.
No.
So they're just going to randomly go around and look for 217. It's just trees.
At night.
Yeah, at night. As if you'd ever do this at night. Like, it's by the freeway, so like it's during the daytime it's probably not so bad, but at night, like you're asking to get killed at this point. Like, if you go into the woods at night like this and you get murdered,
no one's gonna
feel that sorry for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, you're still a victim, but I can't feel sorry for you. So they then hear a fucking snap of a twig. Oh, there's something there. Oh, and then the cop boyfriend's there. He's been stalking them.
Apparently.
What?
Apparently. Yes.
Why isn't she now? What is wrong with this woman's head that she's not got very, very significant red flags going on for both of these individuals?
Yes. All of the men in her life are highly questionable. She needs to move towns. Get the hell out. All right. So basically he's like, they go back to the car and Russell gets cock blocked by Mitch. He kind of pulls the whole, "Are you going to come with me, Paige?"
Not just that. We didn't even explain. The police, another innocent gunned down by the police, this time an innocent raccoon. That was what made the noise.
That was what was making the noise. He just killed a wild animal and brought it back.
Killed a wild animal. Yeah,
so
then he's
gotta
like,
go home.
Oh shit, I'm jerking it tonight. Oh, absolutely blue-balled. So he drives off with the woman, who is now just being fought over by just cock swords. That's what's happening there. And then this conversation happens. It's like, "Take me back, Paige."
Yeah, basically. Like, "I miss you." And also he's really offended because she said the word fuck.
Not just that, but he said, "Look at the way you're dressed."
Yeah.
Like, so take me back, you massive slut.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What? I mean, smooth talker. Yeah, good stuff.
Again, you could tell like
rather than saying
wrote this.
Fuck off. What's wrong with you, you dickhead?
Yeah.
Why do you talk to people this way, you fucking dickhead?
How about you be nice to people you care about?
Oh, I still care about you. What? Why? There's something wrong with your fucking brain. Jesus.
Yep. Honestly,
so that conversation happens. Then there's another dream sequence.
Yep, but this time she sees, oh, there she is. There's Susan.
There's Susan. And then wakes up.
And with half the screen empty above her head.
Naturally.
Yes, it's getting closer every time, I guess. You know, the threat is growing. And then they have this walking human Muppet who is maybe the best character in the whole movie.
Probably, yeah. Probably. I mean, he's, as Kristi points out, part Muppet, but I think also part Jackie Mason.
But yes, he's got that accent.
You need to hear this ridiculously hammed up Jewish guy.
Back to work.
It's beautiful.
He is. He's the only good thing. Him and the dog and the van. Like, you just take those three out, they should have their own spin-off.
Like, I'm annoyed he didn't go like Meshuggah or something. You know what I mean? Like, oy vey. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, he might as well get on the fucking table and start singing Haba Nagila. Like, it's just absurd.
So, you know, if like the Ouija board is a gateway drug, this guy is gonna like move her straight out to heroin by giving her one of your self-writing things that you use to channel.
Self-writing things.
Or automatic writing. Sorry, yes.
Yeah. And he saw her coming because every time she says a thing, he's like, "Yeah, that's definitely true, and you should get this." And presumably, it's a
Yes,
shop.
and
He's
you should
selling her
buy
this
this.
stuff.
Yeah.
He's made a fortune off this fucking rube.
Yes. Also, apparently, you forget how to spell when you cross over. Apparently, the spirits can't spell, but also they're so clever they do anagrams at the same time.
They do anagrams and also can do drawings and stuff. And so they can't spell, but they can still write in their own handwriting through you.
Yes. Yes.
That's a thing we learn. Anyway,
and
he
also,
then sells them a book.
It's not even your handwriting. It's the person who is writing it is their handwriting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The ghost's fucking handwriting. Absolutely mental. Yeah. Look at him. Look at this. I mean, he's a great character, but he's also taking advantage of a simpleton.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That's what's taking place here.
Yeah.
Makes them only slightly older than my...
He's making a mother-in-law joke. Oh, here's the book. Look at this fucking book. Look at it.
And as I pointed out to Kristi, the complete history of Ouija is literally some shaman took advantage of idiots, and then occasionally some high students did a thing.
Yes.
That's it. That's the complete history of Ouija right there. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I don't know what actual book that is, but maybe it's a dictionary, I'm thinking.
Also, who wrote this fucking book?
Nobody. No,
but just...
Nobody. There's no side binding either. You know what it looks like? Jesus Christ. Did you used to make paper bag covers for your books at school?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what this looks like.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Look at it. Look at how it's like shaped and the color of it. And the way that it doesn't have a proper binding, it just sort of slides over.
And there was always one fucking person who had like the really shiny paper, the sparkly paper and shit. Yeah.
Like gift wrapping paper. But honestly, I think they just ran this through a printer on like a Gothic font.
Yeah.
They put it on a paper bag.
And it was 93, so they were like, yeah, this new printing machine, it's amazing. Ted, get over here. I'll use the telefax.
The telefax, that's right.
Telefax.
So we forgot it in the laundry room conversation way back when Jonas was still alive. But Russell says there's 3 ways of getting information out in that building: telephone, telefax, and telepatsy or whatever her name is, Patty or something. But they had to cut back on the book cover budget, Kevin, so that they could do the truck boat crash budget, which
they do absolutely fucking kibosh a boat later on. That happens. Anyway, so the complete history of Ouija. And she's like, no, I don't want to read the book because I'm a stupid blind.
RTFM, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And he's like, well, I'm clearly like an intelligent man, dude. Your tiny lady brain can't handle this. I'll read it. But look at her tits. She's got her tits out. Don't make it too obvious, Phil. This is really subtle.
Yes, they're all about subtlety in this movie.
Yeah. And to be fair, she's got a cracking pair on her. But I can't help but feel they're slightly taking advantage of the situation.
I love 1993 maps. Although, to be fair, it's like the geo information systems, geographic information systems, GIS maps. But still, look at this.
That's quite a symmetrical forest.
Yes, it's got very straight lines.
It's got straight edges and shit. Like,
well, I guess it's basically a street, right? There's roads around it, so maybe that's why it's just like a green space inside a. Americans are and they're square.
Well, yes, Central Park. Because I'd heard of Central Park, but I'd never. This is a point at which we mentioned this earlier, Kristi, where you would probably want to show a picture of Central Park. Anyway, if you look at Central Park on like from the inside, it looks like a proper park area, right? Like naturally formed or whatever. Then you look from above and it's literally rectangular.
Yeah.
Perfectly rectangular.
Yeah.
Like it fits into the New York, like it's just a space of green surrounded by massive building. And when I saw that aerial shot, I was like, what the fuck? What? That's not a park. I don't know what that is now. It blew my mind. Anyway.
Yep. It's literally just a square park in the middle of nowhere. Or in the middle of the city, I should say.
Rectangular, Kristi. How fucking dare you?
Yeah. So you want to give the whole 217 explanation? Because it's not a house address. 217 Parkwoods is not a street address.
It's not a street address. Well, clearly, because it's in a forest, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's in a wood. It's in Parkwoods.
Yeah.
Clearly. Yes. So there were going to be property developers that were going to like sell the land, but it fell through. Anyway, during the course of that, they made this map for the thing, and there are different plot numbers, as you can see, to parcel out the land and how much it'd be worth and all of that. And one of them is 217. Which is where Susan's buried.
But
now, I don't know how Susan knows that it's 217. Does she work for the Land Registry Board? I don't know.
Wait,
Apparently, she's an exotic dancer, but also moonlighted at the Forestry Commission as well. So, yes. I mean, yeah, brilliant. But she knows it's 217, so there we go. So that's where she's buried.
Mm-hmm. All right, yes. So I guess then we probably go back to Paige. Oh, yes, Paige has a brilliant idea. Because even though people from the beyond can't spell, apparently they can do anagrams.
Yeah, so exactly, yeah. So it's not just a misspelling.
No.
It's definitely an anagram. So she goes, rifle cage.
Cape.
No, rifle cape.
Yep.
And I keep thinking rifle cage because in my mind I was like, is the rifle cage a thing? Maybe it's just a slight misspelling. But no, it's definitely a thing. Anyway, she swizzles the fucking Scrabble pieces around, and it's fireplace. That's the anagram.
Criffle ape. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So anyway,
it's a bad word, I know, but when it came up like that, when she did that thing, instantly in my mind I went cripple face.
Oh no! Oh yeah, you didn't say that out loud during this. No, that's the first time I've heard this.
No, well, because look, it's not a good word. It's not a word I'd use. But when she put criffle and ace or whatever, and I was like, well, it could be cripple face. I don't know what that means either. But does it make less sense than rifle cage
or fireplace?
Anyway, so fireplace. So she's giving anagrammed cryptic clues.
Yes. To
just a place in the apartment. Anyway, so she does this thing where apparently Susan's like grabs her hand or something, but it's I don't know.
Yeah,
and she keeps doing this moaning noise as well. Oh, fucking hell.
That's supposed to be boring. Scary. Oh no, she's stuck. Oh no, she's stuck. Oh no, wait, she's fine.
Also, that hand has not been in a fireplace. That's ridiculous.
Not dirty at all. Not injured.
Yeah.
So what she finds is an earring.
Earring, yes.
Basically. There
and we learned that I'm better at women's jewelry than Kristi.
Kevin identified it well before I did. I thought it was a necklace.
And you said it was too big, and I said it was the 90s.
Yes, and you were right.
Big earrings were a thing.
Look how fucking big that piece of crap
That's going to weigh your fucking head down.
Yes, it really is. So that's what she found. Now she knows that like Susan can communicate real information.
Rather than that's just a thing that was in the fireplace. Coincidence. No, definitely Susan. This whole film is shit. Anyway.
It's so bad.
Yeah, so I've run out of fucking notes now. That was the last note on it.
You gave up after that point. Like
actually, I gave up after they go into the woods. So that's a while back.
Oh, did I? I must have jumped way ahead here. Sorry, let's go back to fireplace. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. I've forgotten that scene with the wrecking ball. Oh God. All right, we need to get going. All right, so she finds the thing in the fireplace. Sorry. And she calls her information source again.
No, well, he rings her. That's a payphone, Kristi. Please.
Oh, that's right. And he's got some kind of lead, and she's like, "I want to come with you." He's like, "No, I gotta go to the woods alone because I'm a man."
Exactly. Well, no, to be fair, he does say there might be a dead body, so this is like official police shit. Now, that's fair, but also, why hasn't he got like another officer involved or someone from the homicide division or something? Like, why is he going there on his own in civvies if this is official police business?
Yeah, so then we get, she decides to like, fuck it, I'm not going to wait for that other guy to read a book because fuck reading the manual, I'll figure it out myself. It'll be intuitive. It'll be like an iPhone. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And also, can I just point out, when it says they can write and all that sort of stuff, if the writing's going to be that big, you're only ever going to be able to draw one fucking word per page. And that is ridiculous.
I thought it was blob. I really thought it was blob.
I thought it was blob. But apparently that's stop.
And of course she's clueless. What? Stop.
Yeah, so she's like, "Oh, my friend's gonna go to the thing and find your body. We're gonna find your body, Susan."
And why
But
would
for some
Susan
reason,
be opposed to
Susan's
that?
like, well, we find out later, Susan's got ulterior motives.
That's true. Although if her body
Yeah.
was found or not, that shouldn't make a
See,
difference.
that's really good. Look
Yeah.
at the camera work there. For '93, that's really fucking sharp.
Uh-huh.
They pissed this budget away on good camera work instead of acting.
And then we get the whole, the car won't stop. And then we get the lamest chase scene ever. Or it's actually...
Yeah, runaway car scene.
Runaway
I
car
mean, Kristi
scene,
called
yeah.
this. She literally said, "That door's going."
Yeah. Why would you put an open door in a car out of control scene if you're not going to take the door out? That's the
Not
only
just
reason.
that, but the hilarious jump the guy does as well to get out of the way. Effective though, to be fair.
Yep. So this goes on for a bit. You don't.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, there are kids, and the kids, rather than running out of the way, just stop in the middle of the street.
Yes, as you do.
They read the stop sign and thought it was for them. Clearly.
Look at this.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That looks
Yeah.
natural. That doesn't look like people who are just standing there waiting for a camera shot.
Nope. Anyway, so he swerves to avoid the kids
Yeah.
because he's a good guy.
Oh.
Anyway, he then crashes into the boat, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
look, when it enters the boat, it's already like halfway flipped because that's literally, I mean, they haven't done this naturally at all.
And how does he not? Look, just drive up on the sidewalk. It's fine. There's nothing there.
Look, it's already sideways. What the fuck? Look, oh, anyway, but it's still a cool scene. Look,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
It's
was their
pretty badass.
budget.
Yeah, that's their budget, that and the camera work,
Mm-hmm.
rather than actually hiring actors. Anyway, or screenwriters. So we think he's dead,
She
but
passes
she
out.
faints. So she might be dead as well. We don't know at this point.
The movie could have ended there. It
Spoilers.
would have been better.
Spoiler, yeah, exactly. Spoilers, neither of them are dead. Anyway, so Susan comes in, and it looks like a dream sequence again.
Mm-hmm.
This is Susan this time, right?
Yeah.
So it's a dream sequence, but it's a fainting dream sequence that's taking place in Paige's head of the murder of Susan.
Yep. Although she's seeing
convoluted
it
one.
from the point of view of the murderer, not the victim.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense.
And then this is the only one of the rare gruesome moments.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bit of stabby on the top of the tip. Okay.
And then she's
Very
headbanging. Don't know why the headbanging's going on. Like, it's not scarier with the sound on.
And then she falls arse first into the mirror.
Oh, see, when the mirror got blown out.
But also, if you go back just briefly, you'll notice that the actual shot is the mirror on a bed because they had to have her land on something soft.
Ah. Oh, she's doing the
some sort of-
headbanging again. Yep.
Yeah. Some sort of leopard skin bed situation so that the actress doesn't die.
Oh,
look
right,
how
yes.
it bends.
Yep.
That's clearly a soft surface, and then she lands on the hard surface.
Yep. Well spotted. Got that one.
Thank you. I mean, obviously they had to do that because they haven't got like crazy wires to protect her or anything.
Right.
So they have to do a proper fall onto some sort of soft mirror thing on a bed.
Yep.
Yeah, fair enough.
So they have her come to, the brother and the sister, and as you do, you just start yelling at people and being mad at them. Like, yeah. Oh, we'll just hear him.
Yeah. We said do the thing on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now he's gone from being a skeptic of this. He doesn't believe in any of this bollocks before. He's read the enormous book. And this book must be like the fucking Bible or some shit because he's now totally convinced.
Yep, completely.
He's totally like, boom, religiously like, yes, this is true. And he knows all the details. He's taking all the information in.
Yeah, it's when he talks about progressive, impressive. Yeah, this is the first time. And before they were called Ouija.
So apparently when you do it on your own.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. But when you do it on your own, the spirit becomes to gradually take over you, and then we find out. I thought it meant spiritually, so they're just in your head. No, that's the reveal at the end is so ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep. So every time you use it, first they're nice and they help you with stuff, and then you you need it, and you gotta keep using it. And she asks, "Were you telling me I'm a Ouija junkie?" It's called.
Yes, you're an addict, Susan. This is not Susan.
Paige.
Paige, this is an intervention.
Yes.
You're hurting yourself and you're breaking many mirrors. This is costing a fortune. Stop.
So, best thing out of this movie, again, with the dog and the Jewish occultist guy and progressive entrapment. It just keeps getting worse after you're addicted. Sorry,
Yeah. Demon heroin.
Yeah,
Not
basically.
even once. Just say no, kids. Stay in school.
And he tries to convince her that it's not Susan by comparing.
Oh, no. Well, now you also skip past, you start to dress more sexually provocative. Well, look at you.
Yes.
Bit, which is just phenomenal.
Hello, shaming. I mean, you're checking it out. You were the one unbuttoning your shirt and trying to get it sexy, but now it's too sexy, huh?
Indeed.
Yeah, so the sister's like, I'm out of here. This is way too much stress. But she's going to throw the Ouija board out in the bin.
Sorry, go on.
On her way out.
Ouija, you passive-aggressive fuck. Go on.
Yeah.
But she keeps the writing pad or something.
Don't know why. Doesn't really make a difference. And again, more extensive camera work here.
Then we get cool camera work again.
Mm-hmm. Nothing. There's never been any suspense. No terror. It's sitting in the bin.
And then you just hear it and you hear, ooh,
yes.
Again. Really annoying.
Oh, she finds out Mitch is in the hospital. There he is.
Yeah, he's nearly dead, right? They think, oh, fuck, well, he's out of the film then. No, nope, he's back in a minute.
Oh, and then we find out that...
Yeah, he was taking pictures of Susan.
Oh, there's a boob. Boobies. Oops. Well,
oh, boobies.
Boobs. Like...
Fair use boobies, though.
It's art.
We are critiquing the boobs.
Yeah, it's art. It's art. It's not gratuitous.
This is satire of tits. This is fine. So he's looking, for some reason he's looking through and he's like, oh, it's her earring, it is. But they're leading up to it being him the murderer, but we should have remembered that bit, because then why would he react that way if it wasn't
exactly if he had been the one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But we might as well reveal now, right? She killed her.
Yeah.
Right? The sister / husband of the now dead man killed her because she was having an affair with her husband, the dead man.
Yep.
But in that case, when she mentioned Susan earlier, why does she talk like she's just like, oh yeah, she used to live here, it's fine, whatever.
Kevin.
Like, she doesn't.
Kevin, you're overthinking it.
No, I'm not overthinking. I want the fucking human beings to act like human beings, and that if you murdered someone, you would not react that way when confronted with the name of your victim.
Ooh, lava lamp.
Lava lamp with 93. That was 20 years out of date already.
Yeah, I actually have a friend who's got a lava lamp. So, like a junkie, she's she's addicted, so she's got to run it back to the house. She can't walk. She's got to run her Ouija board back.
Because again, people don't act like people in this movie.
Nope.
Absolute bullshit. Anyway, so so she gets the Ouija board out again, and then Susan goes fucking mental. And you think, because they're trying to set up, it was the dude that did it. So you got the dog. Don't worry, the dog's fine.
Yeah.
We were worried about the dog. We didn't give a fuck about the people. The dog, though. Anyway, so she's about to get into the mystery machine and go and solve crimes with Shaggy and fucking Scooby. And then the brother
There's
arrives.
Another lame... Like, oh, I can't see anyone behind me.
Yeah. Why don't you go, sister, what are you doing? Why did you grab? Stop fucking grabbing women,
yes.
you weirdo. Anyway, so then the crane starts to randomly do its thing on its own, even though that's clearly just a hand off screen pulling the lever down.
I have to say, I did not see this coming. This is the most ridiculous death scene of any movie I've seen. I mean, the implausibility of this.
Yeah, wrecking ball, because they live next to a fucking demolition site. And you think she's trying to kill the dude because the dude's the murderer. No, he moves out of the way, and boom, she gets fucked. And the mystery machine gets absolutely ridiculously fucked. So, mystery machine.
Aww.
How is Shaggy and Scooby going to get around now? But the dog's fine.
Yeah.
Although that dog does go on to become homeless and become a crack addict. So
it was traumatized.
Shame. But, he gets his life back together and writes a memoir. Very touching. Anyway, so, she's dead. She's definitely very dead in the wheel arch there.
Yeah.
That's one of the rare bits of gruesomeness there again.
Mm-hmm.
You'll notice most of the movie's deaths happen in the last 10 minutes, which is a bit weird. But anyway, but he's fine again. He was nearly dead a second ago.
Yeah, he's just going
And
to
even
check
though he's
himself
clearly in a
out.
lot of pain still, he's like, nah, fuck this noise. I'm out of here, bitch.
I thought this was
Get out of
Paige.
my fucking way.
It's hard to tell these blonde women apart.
Yeah, all the white handed, she's like fucking crackers. Jesus. Trying to take care of him now. You want to die? Go for it. Fucking honk
Yeah.
it.
So
Anyway.
then we get the longest, most pointless elevator scene.
Oh.
Why?
God, the blue
Why?
balling. Again, but it's suspense music all the way through, and you think they're going to get to the top, and someone's going to stab her, or there's going to be a body there, or something, anything.
Yeah, because otherwise,
right?
why would they be showing you the scene?
Well, not just showing you the scene, but the suspense music.
Right.
It's like, dun, 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 like it's building up to something, and then she just gets out. Look, it just goes on, right? Look, you think, oh, there's suspense music there. She's going to open, and he's going to have hung himself. There's going to be a dead body. There's going to be an axe murderer.
No.
And she just gets out of the lift. That's it. That's not even edging at this point. You're just cock teasing me. What are you doing? She just gets out of the lift. There's no dead people. There's no murderers. There's no demons. There's no devils. There's just a dude in his kitchen.
Yeah, so then there's the big confrontation scene here. I guess this is where it really starts, isn't it? Because somehow the stalker boyfriend is still stalking her. Oh no, he goes to her apartment, doesn't he? That's right. He goes to her apartment and lets himself in.
Yeah. To be fair though, he thinks she's in danger.
Yeah.
And he's trying to. It's white knighty, but I think that's the poor writer's job. The actual character themselves, I think, is relatively pure of intent, although he does definitely want to get up inside it as well. So let's not pretend that isn't a part of it. But he wants to save her, right? She's in danger. So he goes to the apartment. She isn't there. She's at Russell's other apartment. Yes. But luckily, the calling card he gave her earlier is just there.
Just sitting
naturally.
Out. As you do. Just, because you always keep your friends' business cards in a place where your ex can find them.
Definitely. Also, this building needs to get some much tighter security measures because everyone can break in very easily. Anyway, so that was what that whole lift scene is building up to, is just a dude sat on his kitchen table.
Yeah.
Wow. Stirring stuff.
Yeah.
So they have this conversation where basically they're leading up to, oh, he's the killer. Look, he's the killer, man. He killed the woman. Because look, it's not uptown.
It's Upton. Because they both can't spell Upton. And can do anagrams.
Yeah, look. Oh, but that's the earring. Look, why would the earring be there? It's not Uptown. It's Upton.
Oh, big reveal. Oh, it's so clever.
Upton, funk you up. I said Upton, funk you up. Ow.
Is it Upton, funk you up? Is it Yeah. I was going to go Uptown Girl.
Yeah, that works as well. It's corn country Indiana. Very white bread. Anyway, so she's like, oh, you killed Susan, you motherfucker. And he's like,
no,
what?
But I didn't. I absolutely didn't.
Yeah. And then she tries to escape. He blocks the path because
Yeah,
then she locks herself in what it looks like possibly the
dark room?
Looks at first like a toilet or something, but it's clearly like a photography darkroom. She's now going to do some on the fly Ouijering. Self-Ouijering. Anyway, and then it was at this point I thought to myself, oh fuck's sake, this is the here comes Johnny bit.
Yeah.
Fucking The Shining. Anyway, so Susan's like, oh, Susan, I need your help. Help me, Susan.
Like Lindsay Graham, help me.
The progressive entrapment thing, and I literally said the brunette's going to walk out of this fucking room, isn't she?
Oh, you forgot the White Knight. The other White Knight.
White Knight turns up, and he's like, oh, I'm going to fuck you up, bro. You scumbag, you're the murderer. And look, to be fair to him, he breaks in. He thinks he's the murderer anyway.
Yeah.
And he sees he's trying to pickaxe the way into the room with the screaming woman in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's fairly strong circumstantial evidence to suggest he might be a threat.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good policing, actually, at that point. That's fine. He hasn't shot him. He's not definitely guilty, but I'd be taking him in for questioning at this point, to be fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, at this point, progressive entrapment. She's trying to take over her body. Oh, and it dawned on me, the fucking Susan's going to walk out of the room.
Yeah, because you
Oh,
know when you have a
no.
gun trained on someone, a good thing to do is always like take your eye off them. Just look over your
Yeah.
shoulder. Don't pay attention anymore. That's
Well,
good
it's not like
police
he's
work.
been to police training school or
No,
anything.
it's not like
He's a
he's-
shit actor, so he doesn't know what he's doing. Anyway, and then Susan walks in, who's like physically different. So literally the body change, not just the face or anything. Like, the
No,
whole
it's
body
yeah,
changes.
yeah. It's not just like a possession of the mind. It's a transformation of everything.
Physical transformation
Here
into
she
a
comes.
different human being.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on out. Come on
Blondie.
out, Paige. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, oh, who's going to emerge from the darkness? It's Susan.
There
The
she
Witchboard.
is. Yeah. This takes unnecessarily long. Like, who the fuck are you?
Who the hell are you, please? He's a good
Yeah, they only
Christian
get
boy.
2 F-bombs per movie.
And then, but she's super strong because she's a demon and starts playing stop shooting yourself. Stop shooting yourself.
Pretty much.
With him, but doesn't actually make him shoot himself.
No, because he
But
needs to
then makes him
live.
lose the gun, and it lands at fucking other honky boy's feet. Picks him up and then does a really funny throw him out of the window bit, but he gets caught by the legs from some electrical wire.
Oh my god, I'd forgotten that already. Yeah, she throws him and he trips up.
Yeah. And then but then gets his foot caught in some electrical wire, and then he's dangling like a bitch.
So what do you want to do when you're caught
Anyway.
up in a possibly exposed wire? You want to touch a metal fire.
Yeah, true. But
gate
I didn't
or
point this out at the time because I
exit.
thought, who cares, Kristi? But in that situation, he's also dangling, potentially about to fall. I think you probably take your chances on electrocution, don't you?
Well, I don't know. I think you're.
Because what else have you got to grab
He's
onto?
already halfway down the building. It was only a couple stories up. Oh yeah, there's a lot of strobing.
Well,
here.
head first as well, though. Come on, and he's just got out of prison. Not prison. Hospital. I don't think he's in a good state to be falling headfirst onto concrete. I think you take the chance.
So you see him like swinging back and forth every once in a while, and that's supposed to be him like getting up on momentum.
That's the great line. You can't kill me. I'm already dead. Which I compare to some of Alan Rickman's dialogue from Die Hard. That kind of bullshit. I will count to 3. There will not be a 4.
You can't kill me, I'm already dead. So yeah, now they fight the ghost, and the ghost like monologues, because it's basically like, check out my nice body, don't put a hole in it by shooting me, you don't want to hurt Paige.
Also, she says like, oh, you can fuck both of us at the same time.
Yes.
Ooh.
Which was kind of weird.
Pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. Does that count? Could you count that as a 3-way?
I think
that is 2 people in one body. I think that counts.
Yeah, it does count. I think you'd have to go with it. It counts, yeah. And you can have us both at the same time. Come on, Russell.
Yeah.
It's not even gay? What?
It's not even gay. She's a fucking ghost. What? I don't remember that line.
No, maybe that's just the interpretation of the...
Yeah, probably. That's the closed captioning issue there, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so he shoots, but she disappears. Can't shoot me, I'm a dead person.
No, she's both corporeal and incorporeal at the same time. It's amazing. So,
anyway, so
cop...
he swings.
Yeah.
Gets on the thing, and he's still alive. So he's still in the game.
Yes.
Man made of fucking steel. Look at him. Absolute ledge. Anyway, so he's then like still. I don't even know what's going on here. He's like
fighting the ghost with a gun.
Yeah, fighting a ghost with a gun, but he's already tried to shoot her.
Yeah.
And look how shaky his hand is. Yeah, he was
also
right.
warning for strobing for anyone who's sensitive to light flashes.
Yes, indeed.
She comes running at him with a pickaxe and just
fucks him right up. Oh.
But
she starts screaming before, and he only turns around just as she gets there. Like,
well,
the fuck is wrong with you? You're supposed to be on edge. You're supposed to be reactive. You're fucking the adrenaline's going crazy at this moment.
No, but he went to the Jonas school of what to do.
The reactions of a sleeping cat.
Yeah, he went to the Jonas school of what to do when something deadly is coming at you, which is to stare at it.
Yeah, just stand still. Stand still.
Yeah. Anyway, poor Russell. He's not gonna make it. Sorry, even though he didn't have sex or anything.
He's not gonna get to fuck both of them or either of them.
Nope, he's dead.
Which, to be fair, I don't think he had much chance when he was alive. But now he's dead. It's definitely over.
Definitely over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So fucking Hero McHeroson walks in. Oh no, you're dead, Russell. No, we had our issues, but I didn't want you dead. We could have two-timed it. We could have tapped it from both ends, motherfucker.
it's a
No.
little shirt squeeze, even.
Exactly. Then some weird kind of sort of domestic abuse, which, to be fair, he's a police officer. That's in character.
Yeah, Kevin made that joke as well during the original airing.
Yeah, because that's true. That's just, again, satire.
Yeah, so they fight, and she kicks his ass. Again, lots of strobing. And, then
he's like, Paige, you have to fight her. You have to overcome the thing, Paige. So really, Paige is her own saviour in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Although she needs to be told by a dude to do it.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck she was up to before this. Like, okay. Anyway, and then she pickaxes the Ouija board, which explodes. Okay.
And then there's a series of explosions that, with a little bit of CGI.
Well, because Susan's face, I don't know if you noticed, Susan's face, when the explosion happens, Susan's face appears and shoots out there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then she, go back to the...
Yeah, I did see it at this point. It's
no,
but
when the actual thing, when the thing explodes, it comes out of the Ouija board.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, and then it zooms away, and then again they've got. It's a bit jittery, and it's obviously like a time lapse thing.
Yes.
But it's still like relatively cool camera work for '93, lowish budget film.
Although you don't know where she ends up.
No, it just goes black.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly we know where she's going because her body's in 217 Parkwoods.
Yep.
So right. You then get this, right? She's moving out, and she's now kind of back with the police officer, but she's going to art school, so they're going to do a long distance thing, maybe. But the point of this, right? They say Susan's body's been found. Now, what I want to know is, I want to see what would be more interesting for me. How did the police investigation go into that? How did they say, like, they said, oh, so who tipped you off about where the body was? Because presumably they have to rule out everybody involved in the story. And he's involved in the story. If he goes to the police officer, well, Sergeant, Detective Inspector, my ex-girlfriend had a Ouija board. And the Ouija board told her about a clue in a fireplace.
Yeah.
And then we learned from that she'd been murdered by a now dead woman.
Yeah, we also think that the Ouija board spirit killed her landlord, handyman, and her landlady, and her landlady's brother. Just cuts.
Yeah. No fucking way. They're like, okay, I think we might have to prosecute you for the murders of all of these people, you pair of psychopaths.
Yeah. And this guy then finds the Ouija board version of crack, the automatic writing thing.
Yeah. So he's like, oh no, put it back. It's a lot of shit. Do these things really work? and then it writes something on the screen, even though we're told by the weird Jewish guy that you have to be touching the thing.
Yep.
But no one's touching it, and yet it writes out, yeah. And then that's it. And what a lot of wank.
Thank God it was over. Just saying.
Yeah.
Thank God
fucking
it was over.
Tedious.
It was so bad.
Absolutely tedious.
All right, let me change what I'm sharing so you can see my screen. Entire screen, because we have to rank this now. Last thing we have to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I haven't really given it a lot of thought, if I'm honest. It was so boring. I couldn't even be bothered. Okay, it's not in the bottom two.
All right, let me
It's not anywhere near as bad as Manos or International Gorillas.
No.
Just because A, cool camera work.
Yeah.
And B, a bit of a switcheroo on the whodunit front, which did get us. Which is only because the rest of the film's so shit you thought that there wasn't going to be a switcheroo. So they sort of lowballed us into thinking it was.
No, it was.
But it wasn't the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Fuck you on the catchphrase. Yeah, pretty cool for '93. Technology wasn't as good then. I'm pointing out empirical facts here. Anyway.
All right. So, yes, we've got. Oh, it's not the devil's doorbell, which
is a euphemism for the clitoris.
Who said that?
It was a Christian meme thing, like
okay.
Was it? You can't answer the door if you keep ringing the devil's doorbell. No, was it when Jesus knocks at your door? You can't answer if you're ringing the devil's doorbell or something. It's basically women masturbating. Yeah, the devil's door.
Not
Way?
Dutch. Yeah, doorway. All right.
Doorway.
Doorway.
Yes.
Yeah, where to put this?
Also, what's Witch Bell?
Oh, yeah, sorry, board. I was thinking the doorbell.
Someone's thinking clitoris.
Yes. Clearly.
Witchboard.
Yes.
Anyway, so Witchboard. So
Oh,
it's
and
not
also,
as bad.
we did learn there's a Witchboard 3, which we might watch next year at Halloween.
Yeah. I need a year to recover from the boredom. So it's not as bad as Gorillas or Manos. Is it better than Freddy Got Fingered?
Oh God, yeah.
It's very similar for me.
Okay.
Because it's boring.
I know
Nothing
where
really
I'm gonna put it.
happens.
I know where I'm gonna.
And it has
okay.
certain good technical elements to it because it had enough of a budget.
Okay, I think I know where I'm gonna put mine. I know where I'm gonna rank it.
I'm gonna put this. It's not as good as Iron Sky. I don't think.
No, but is it
So
better
I'm gonna put
than?
it between.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it between Freddy Got Fingered and Iron Sky: The Coming Race.
Oh, okay. Oh, way down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put it right under Amerigeddon.
It's better than the Iron Sky 2 movie.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Iron Sky
Kristi,
Tour was so
no.
well. Okay, now you're making me question myself because I was really looking more at it was better than parkour. But the thing about Iron Sky: The Coming Race, was it as boring as this movie?
I don't think it was boring. Actually, it was just funny because they had like Hitler and Steve Jobs teaming up. It was just hilarious.
All right.
Completely unintentional, but still funny.
All right. You're gonna influence peer pressure. I'm gonna put it then under Iron Sky, but above Leap: Rise of the Beast.
Okay.
But below Leap Parkour, which has way too much like affection. Like Leap Parkour should be way farther down now, but
Yeah.
It's somehow managed. I think it's because next to Rise of the Beast, it looked so much better that it's getting a bit of an illusionary shine on it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely the case. Well, White Chicks is demonstrably a dreadful movie.
Yeah.
It's going to take some knocking off this list. Because we've set the bar so low now by having Manos and International Gorillas and Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah.
In order to make it into the series, it's going to have to be intentionally worse than White Chicks, basically.
That's the bar to get.
The metric now is this worse than White Chicks? Yeah, it's a candidate for the fucking series.
Which wasn't our intention to start with, but that has become our ruler, our metric.
Yeah, which is odd because I chose it thinking there's not going to be much worse than this. And to be fair, there shouldn't be. If you're so bad at making movies that you can't make something that's roughly as good as White Chicks, you shouldn't be making movies.
So much out there as though, like I said, we were either going to do this or Frankenstein meets the Space Monsters, which was the other option. We might have to do that, but just not as a Halloween one. We were like, so
we should do it as a Christmas special just to fuck with people's heads.
Booked.
Yeah. Fuck it.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Hopefully, we distracted you from the real world for an hour.
Yes, or as long as it's been going on.
Well, nearly 2. Yeah.
Sean House wants to know, writes, doesn't the devil's doorway mean up the bum? Sure, for you, that's fine.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah.
Whatever
Nothing
you
wrong
like.
with the devil's doorway.
Yes.
We literally did talk about sphincters last night as well.
Yes, for a while. Kevin knows way more about sphincters. If you ask him, he'll tell you way more.
Because they're actually really useful mechanisms for allowing substances to pass and then closing up afterwards. There are loads of them in your body. Do
you remember what set us off? It was your description of one word in particular to describe the action.
Slack.
No, it's the action of a sphincter.
Puckering. Yeah, puckering. I won't go into that story now. That's for
another
different
day.
Show. But yeah,
a puckering asshole.
The word puckering was
just
used.
Think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were talking about puckering lips, and technically the mouth, it acts in much the same way as a sphincter, but unlike the rest of the sphincter that actually are sphincter in your body, you don't actually control them very well. Whereas your mouth, you do control.
All right, Pandanus Rex wants us to watch Zat. I'll look for it on YouTube.
Don't know what that is.
If you want something awful, Andrew, I would recommend Frankenstein versus the Space Monsters. Otherwise, if you want a good horror movie, I have no idea what you want to watch, or nothing to recommend for you. Sorry.
What's your favorite Halloween movie? Do you mean scary movie or specifically about Halloween?
All right. So no, well, I mean, for me, my Halloween movie is the first time, and this is true, the first time I saw Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho was when I was babysitting for a couple on Halloween. Well, at least it was like the Halloween night. And it was an Alfred Hitchcock sort of like special on TV because it was Halloween. And yeah, it was like downstairs on like some random person's like their rec room couch watching the bit in when the Norman comes rushing in and the light bulb. No, it's the woman, isn't it? Comes rushing, is walking in the room and the light bulb's shining back and forth and she sees Mother. And that was the first time I'd actually watched that. So that for me is like a Halloween movie.
Like not slasher, but spooky. So now you're putting weird nuance to the question. No, it's not just a horror movie. Now it can't be a slasher, but a spooky movie.
Whatever
I
the
don't really
Netflix...
watch spooky movies, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably not really your genre.
The Blair Witch Project. That film was shit.
You know, it was kind of its own thing, but it's not. It doesn't last the test of time very well. I was watching a series on Netflix that was quite good and quite scary. It wasn't The Haunting of Hill House. It was the other one. It was some other kind of like haunting series.
Oh, talking of shit, like scary movies.
Yeah.
What was it called? I went to see this. Actually, I went to see it with the same girl that I went to see
Freddy Got
Lost in
Fingered?
Translation with.
Oh, okay.
And then walked out because we wanted to both fuck and we were bored by the movie. And we went to see this other movie, which we didn't walk out on because it was unintentionally hilarious. And I can't remember, it's called something like The Hills or something like that.
The Hills Have Eyes?
No.
Okay.
It's a fucking terrible movie. Anyway, and it's about this young couple or young group of friends, about 4 or 5 of them. They go into the woods and there's like a poison in the water and they start like rotting away and becoming kind of zombies or something.
Okay.
And it's so shit, unbelievably shit. But there's one hilarious point, right? I'm going to say the word N-word, but the man in the movie says hard R.
Okay? Oh, okay.
It is so funny. I think unintentionally. Anyway, the young kids are like city folk, young sort of urban types going away to the countryside. They're young, and maybe they're going to college or something. It's never really explained. It's a shit movie. So they go to the local store, and it's right out in the woods, right? And it's like a hick store there. Like they go in there to get supplies or something, and there's a gun, like a firing a double-barrel shotgun, sort of placed above the where the cash register is. And one of the kids asks, "Who's that for?" And the guy says, "It's for the ends." Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And then they go, "Oh, he's really racist," blah, 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 and they leave. And then right at the end of the movie, there's like 2 of them that survive and go back to the thing. And it cuts to the inside of the shop. And there's like some gangster rap kids who have turned up at the shop. And the guy, who you think is a real racist, goes, "What up, my N-words?" and gives them the gun.
Oh.
Because it's for the N-word. And it's just so out of place and so unnecessary and so like that would never happen. Mm-hmm. Why are these kids from like fucking Compton all of a sudden in Alabama? Yeah. I don't know. None of it made sense, and we laughed so much. It's the funniest scene. It's ridiculous. But to be honest, it's pointless watching it now because I would have loved to have seen your reaction to that live because I think you probably would have died.
Yeah, I think my head would have exploded.
Yeah. Well, it did for me. I was about fucking 16, and I just thought this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in a film. This is amazing. I can't believe a studio looked at that and went, "Yeah, I'll put that out.
Let's make it."
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did find it. It's called The Haunting of Bly Manor on Netflix. It's the same people who did The Haunting of Hill House, and it's really super good. It's also got a lot of like progressive things in it too, in terms of like relationships and things. So I would recommend The Haunting of Bly Manor, a very smart psychological thriller with a bit of horror, but it's not primarily horror.
I'm trying to find what it is. It's called something like The Hills or something like that, or I don't know. Oh, God. Is it? No, not Wrong Turn. Although it's similar to Wrong Turn, but it's not Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn's also a very funny movie, but in a kind of slightly different way. And I remember watching that while I was really high and then having to walk home in the dark on my own. That was not a good idea. I get a little bit paranoid at every fucking noise that gets made.
Yeah,
2 in the morning.
Yeah, I'll do that too. I will have a night where I like watch a bunch of true crime, and then I'll have to check my door like 3 times before I go to bed, make sure that motherfucker is locked and no one's breaking into my house.
No, it's okay. You're in Germany. There's never been any murders in Germany.
The serial killer on the U-Bahn during Nazi Germany is fascinating. But anyway,
how would they know? Weren't people just getting killed anyway?
Because it was white women in Berlin getting murdered.
Oh, okay.
Aryan women, I should say.
Well, that's a problem. No, police need to investigate that.
Yes, did. Found the guy in the.
Well, to be fair, I think that's okay. Of all the people the Nazis did kill, I'm not.
Yeah,
not a problem with that one.
Yep.
That's fine. And on that weird Nazi bombshell.
Yeah, come back. Are we gonna do a show on Monday? I don't know.
Well, we're doing a show Tuesday, aren't we?
Yeah.
Although technically it'll be Wednesday morning, of course.
Yeah, by the time we start.
Yeah,
so
we're going to start. What time did we say we were going to start at?
8 o'clock in the east. Yeah, I mean, there are some polls in Florida that close at 7:30, but.
Well, that'll give us something to talk about.
Yes,
when we
exactly.
Get going. So we'll start at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is 1 a.m. UK time, 2 a.m.
I'm not sleeping.
CET.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I'm going to get a big sleep during the day and then
have a nap.
So join us for that on what will be either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning,
depending on where you are.
Or if you're in Australia or some shit, it'll be like Wednesday evening / afternoon. So join us then, and we'll see. Hopefully, American democracy not fail.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
That's not guaranteed.
No, obviously, bigger swings, bigger turnouts toward Biden help. Please do your bit if you haven't yet.
Yeah, and we've got special guests coming up. I'm not entirely sure who. We're going to send out the link to 1 million people. We've got some confirmations at this point, but you never know, do you?
Who's going to be able to turn up or who might decide to show up, I mean, special. Yeah. I mean, they're guests, I don't know. Special guests.
Well, they're special. They're more special than us.
That's true. Yeah. Yes, they will be like a one-time special.
Possibly Will Fox.
Yes, he's coming back. Yep, he's coming back. He was there when we actually bought champagne to celebrate Hillary's win, 2016. God, that was fucking different. That champagne No, it sat in my fridge for like a year and a half, and I figured I had to drink it. So I think I didn't even drink it. I just gave it away. I re-gifted it to somebody else.
You re-gifted poison champagne.
Well, I don't know. How long does champagne last? Hopefully more than a year. Anyway.
Well, no, I meant more metaphorically poison.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was disappointment champagne. It was supposed to be celebratory champagne.
Yeah, the bitter taste of the champagne would have been too much.
Yes.
You don't need that. Drink's supposed to make you feel better, not worse.
Yeah, I might have to go get a small bottle of champers in case.
Well, I've got some beers, but I'm not going to start drinking until quite late in the show because you never know. If we go on like 4 or 5 hours, you could be absolutely wankered by halfway through, and then you're in trouble. And you've got to broadcast for 3 hours off your fucking tits.
Yeah, better to start about an hour before the end.
I'm not the most unscuffed streamer when I'm sober, so when I'm drunk, God knows what could happen.
What would come out of your mouth? And we were like, whoa, Kevin, terms of service, man, terms of service.
Exactly. Lindsey Graham, do we need him?
Yes, one for yes, 2 for no.
Exactly. So anyway, we're doing this white genocide thing or not? Come on now, people. Let's, in Minecraft, of course.
Lindsey Graham, LindseyGraham.com, give me money.
If Lindsey Graham loses as well, to be honest with you, I'm going to be a husk of a human being by the end of this night because my balls will be working overtime.
Don't even say the word Mitch McConnell defeat.
Yeah. Oh, that would be sex. Although, to be honest, he's going to be dead soon anyway, so who cares? That's not even a bad thing to say. That's just a fact. Look at him. He's fucking. He's
falling
like
apart.
a moldy. He's like a peach that fell behind the sofa next to the fucking heater.
Can you just like talk about like though how frustrating some voters are? If we're going to talk about people who are going to vote for people like Mitch McConnell, someone was asked like, "You voted for Trump last time. Who are you going to vote for this time?" Like, "Oh well, Biden's too old, so I'm going to vote for Trump."
He's like a year younger, isn't he? What?
I'm like, what democracy was a mistake. Democracy was a mistake.
Yeah, clearly, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get going. I'm gonna find off air. I'm gonna go find Kevin that debate about white people not washing their legs, so we can finally settle that is a real thing. And yeah, come back. You're hosting on your channel, so I can keep an eye on the results. So the election night special will be on Kevin's Twitch if you set it up in time, and YouTube, right?
On Tuesday
And
Wednesday,
Wednesday morning.
Yeah. So I'll set it up. Tuesday afternoon or something.
Sounds good. All right. Well, then, until whenever we decide to stream again, either Monday or on Wednesday morning, it's goodbye from me and Trash Movies, and goodbye from Kevin and Trash Movies. Say goodbye, Kevin.
Goodbye, Kevin. I'm being taken in by the progressive, whatever the fuck it was.
Progressive
Enlightenment?
No,
Entrapment.
Progressive entrapment.
I might actually need to screenshot your face onto that woman.
I'll give you the pic.
That as part of the.
I will give you the
regular rotation.
I will give you the pic. All right, I'll catch you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you